Welcome to Scott's Book Reviews, where thrilling adventures and heartwarming romances come to life, one chapter at a time, of course. So today we will be reviewing a book that I recently read within the past 3 months, and it is Nocticadia by Keri Lake. So this isn't the first Keri Lake book I've read. I actually read Masters of Salt and Bones, which was released back in 2020, and then Anthema, which was released in 2024. And I quite find it interesting when you see how the writer's sort of storytelling and themes evolve as they go through the different books. I actually enjoyed Master of Salt and Bones back in 2024, the book that it was. I always feel like when you're reading a book, it's to context. As a season goes on in your life and as you read more and you consume more, the external factors do tend to determine how you sort of absorb that book and how you feel about it. So for that time, I did quite enjoy the book of Master of Salt and Bones. And then now, having read Nocticadia 3 months ago, I also think it was really, really good. I try not to give reviews right as I read something, because sometimes I think the minute you finish it, you're like, wow, that was like the best thing I ever read. It's so fabulous, And then after a while it settles in and you're like, well, actually, I don't know if I quite vibed with that. So I try to let it settle in a little bit before I review it, just to make sure that I am 100% with my review in the time that I record. So anyways, this romance, Nocticadia, was an age gap romance. It's very mysterious, very dark academia. It's a teacher romance. It's not my first teacher romance that I've read. I read Voyeur by Fiona Cole. I read Loving Mr. Daniels before, Lessons in Sin, Lessons in Corruption. So I've read quite a few of these teacher romances, but some of them are just more smut, less story, which, I'm fine with a good amount of smut, but I find as I've read more and more books and I've consumed more, I don't mind the hot and steamy, but I need a bit more adventure. I need more in-depth storytellers. I need thorough characters. I can't just have it be hot and steamy throughout the book that purely. I need something additional to that to actually draw me back to the book, especially a lengthy read. I can't just have it be smut. It's a different mindset, I think, as I've evolved in my reading style. Anyways, this book revolves around a mysterious illness. So the main character, just so that you know, when I read books, when I hear the main female character's name, I just hear a massive blank blah. I don't hear the person. I like to put my name in there, insert my name in there. I don't hear whatever the female's name is. I blank out the character. It seems to happen, I think, universally. Similar to the guys, actually. Lots of the authors will give an in-depth description of what the male character may look like. My brain does its own thing. I come up with my own stuff, and obviously I know some people, everyone reads differently, but I find that I very rarely remember the female character unless if they are specific. I'll remember points about them and the story regarding them, but I won't necessarily remember their characteristics or traits in terms of how they look. So anyways, the main character is surrounded by people who are dying of a mysterious illness. It's actually a parasite that they link to a bunch of moths. It's kind of a dark thriller, and there's a lot of story surrounding this mysterious plague-like illness. And she ends up at a university on this mysterious island where they are currently looking for the sort of cure for this illness that is created by parasites and a moth. And she basically becomes involved with her professor, who is a doctor, and his name is Devryck Bramwell. Obviously dark, mysterious, handsome, deadly, sexy, all those good vibes are there. And I try not to give everything away, but general feel it was a really good book. I enjoyed it. I felt intrigued. There's a lot of mystery, so you're constantly turning the page to find out, how does this link to something, why does it link to this, and how did it happen? And I enjoy that, a good page turner. And then perfect ending. I hate it when you read the whole book, you go through all the pages and you get to the end and you're like, blah, so terrible. But this doesn't necessarily end on a cliffhanger, but it's more like a to be continued. Having said that, I don't see this as being a duet. It looks like it's a standalone, but I kind of wish that I could get the characters towards the ends, a story in a sequel, chapter 2. I want to find out what happens, but I'm just curious like that. But it wasn't dark in a gross or unrelatable way. It was very immerse yourself in this delicious, sexy read. So I definitely recommend it. I would say on a scale of 5, you'll be hard pressed to get me to rate anything a 5. I just feel like it's extreme that anything is that good. But it was a solid 4. I really enjoyed it. I felt refreshing reading this. I tend to read a lot of fantasy, which I adore and I love. But every now and then you need something that's just going to, adjust your feelings of things and give you something a little bit of a different point of view, a different storyline. And this definitely tickled that fancy. So definitely a should read. Lots of people recommend around about spooky season, Halloween's time, this is a good read. But I think you don't even have to wait for that excuse. It's good enough now. And for having been published in 2023, it really is keeping up with things that are coming out right now, which is amazing. So yeah, thanks so much. And that's just my feeling, that's my take. Please do leave your comments in the comment section, how you felt about it, if you have read it or if you intend to read it. And yeah, have a lovely time further. See you again soon. Bye. My Goodreads URL is supplied in the box, and please subscribe and like if you enjoyed this video. I will be posting more related to romance, fantasy, novels that I'm reading, novels that I enjoy, just to give you guys a bunch of options for when you are searching the web looking for some intriguing reads. So yeah, keep in touch. Okay, thank you. Bye.